Hi guys, welcome to another AMA at Thongs Lounge. Today we have OG Token. Hi Joey.
Hi.
Would you would you like to introduce yourself and your team and your project? And
Sure.
we'll go from
Thanks for having me here. I'd love to talk. So my explanation or my introduction can be extremely long. So if you feel that it's a snore, you can just, cut me off and I'll quicken the whole process up for you. But if not, then, basically, I'll start with myself, then I'll talk about my partner. My name is Joey. That's my what you've seen over there. I know it's a bloke's name, but I'm a girl. My mom gave me that name. It's my real name, registered in my birth certificate. So it's not like a nickname or something. That's my full name. So I guess a little bit about me. I actually have 10 years of corporate experience. So I was in a credit card institution for 6 years, and then move on to IT. Two major companies, multinational companies. So what I did there mostly is on business risk management, business relationship consultancy. I was really lucky that, when I was in the credit card institution, I managed to work with fraud prevention and credit analysis. So these two were really helpful for me because, I've seen a lot of fraud cases of how people use credit card and, how they can use charge cards and win bids. There's a lot of interesting things, a lot of scam. Later on, I moved on to IT. I mainly write policies pertaining to quality assurance. So I lead that process for the service desk in the IT department. So I am in the policy division, if you call it. We call it a center of excellence. So we're there for, I do quite a few things over there, but that's just my corporate experience in general. In terms of crypto, actually, I got my feet wet really long ago, starting from 2009. Many must be wondering, so what are you doing here, girl? I think this is exactly why I'm here. Back in 2009, when Bitcoin started, I was mining them. I was a gamer. Back then, I was really young. And being a teenager, you don't have a credit card. So what do? You try to find other modes of payment to buy stuff that you want in game because you're so addicted to games. So that's where I was. So I started mining, and because I heard, there's a lot of game channels, they actually give out Bitcoins for like competitions, and you can use Bitcoin to trade with other players for items and all that. So I used all my Bitcoin. So the story about the guy who spent 11,000 Bitcoin on a pizza, I don't find that anything weird because it happened to a lot of us back then. We use it as a currency that, as long as we can get it over and get something, we want it. Sorry?
Oh, I was just going to say, I mean, I wasn't fortunate to get in at that early, but yeah. In 2009, I mean, we all thought it wasn't going to go anywhere. We all thought Bitcoin was just a thing you use on the dark web. Nobody had a clue that it was going to turn into what it has. Very few people, mostly the people that were in that early and have made a lot of money out of it now, were either geniuses or completely forgot they owned it.
Exactly. So you're on the money. Like back then, there was so many stigma around Bitcoin, especially when it started, because they're like, how can you just generate something off your computer? Nobody really understand and say, oh, this is illegal. So it becomes scary as well to own it at that time because you just don't understand. So then you're right. Were you mining at that time as well for a short while?
No, I wasn't actually involved in crypto. I was traveling the world at the time as a young, dumb 20-year-old. So, the crypto wasn't really in my head at all at the time. I wish it had been.
Oh, well, we're all here now.
I was trying to find where I could get back to meal.
Yeah. So I guess I stopped for a little bit in 2010 because obviously I really don't know what this really is, and I wasn't really clear about the direction that it would go, seeing that I wasn't really connected with understanding global payments and whatnot. So I stopped. Back in 2017, I restarted my investment journey in crypto, and that is in Ethereum and XRP. I still have them. I sold almost all my Ethereum, but I'm waiting to rebuy back, just FYI. I'm shilling another crypto. What's wrong with me? So my direct involvement in managing project actually started last year in May 2021. I was actually involved in another project with another two partners. So we were together for a bit for 6 months, and then I left ultimately in October 2021. And in November, we started Organic Growth as a project, but it wasn't public. It was still in the works. We started early platform developments and all that. We had, we were really lucky. We met two angel investors that we know for some time. They're basically our VC in a way. They pumped in a huge amount of capital, a total of $70,000, just two of them. And then, my partner in Nice Money, Jawad, he's not in the call today. Two of us to $100,000. So that's when we began our journey before we collected anything from the public. Then in December, we registered the business in Singapore under Organic Growth Private Limited. Why Singapore? Singapore is actually pushing crypto to be, they're really pushing crypto's movement. And they actually want to be the global crypto hub. That's what they aim to be. And I trust Singapore a lot in their vision because I'm half Singaporean. I live half my life there. I live half my life in Malaysia.
It helps. It's a tax haven as well.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tax-free in Singapore.
It's not tax-free for corporate, but if you operate mostly online and you have like offshore business, then it's in a way it's tax-free. Yeah. But when it comes to crypto, the taxation for ICO is still there. So for example, we have sale.
Yeah, I didn't realise. Yeah. I've got a lot of friends that live out in Singapore, and all they do is boast about how it's tax-free.
Oh.
But they're not corporate. That's just them. Yeah, one's a chef and one's a financial advisor.
That's
but yeah, anyway,
nice.
I'm
interested. No. I appreciate a nice conversation because I talk nonstop. So.
That's all right. You're making my life easy.
So then we started our private sale mid of February. So in the middle of February, we had our private sale for some of the members that that have been waiting since November. We had a small private group, and they all expressed interest of wanting to join when we finally opened public, and that's when we did. We opened the group to public, so about 16th of February, our presence online is public by then, so it's been a month. We started then, slowly, organically building our group. Then we moved on to pre-sale. So the pre-sale happened 8 days ago. Wow, it felt like it was really long ago, but it was just 8 days ago. Crypto's time, it feels a lot longer. But yeah, it was just 8 days ago. And we noticed there was some problem in the contract. There were taxation issue along with some pairing issue because our liquidity pool is actually in BUSD. But, the router created another, automatically paired with a BNB pair. So the liquidity pool was somehow tied to there and it was causing some issue. So we had to stop the contract. And then we moved on to a new contract just 3 days ago. So the contract is smooth because Trinos himself actually created the contract. So thankfully he agreed to create our contract for us. He deployed it, transferred it back to us. Everything was good from there on. And yeah, ever since then we are launched, and right now we are working on a few things like partnerships and everything along those lines. getting some people to know the platform, get to know the project and what we're bringing. As the development itself is on near stages of completion, we're aiming to have it released in April. So, we want to share a little bit with different people about what we have. Hopefully that, we'll be able to gain some user base on the platform and potentially some people who will hold the token as well.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks for that. Description. So, from my point of sorry, I'm jumbling up my words. I've had a busy morning. So you've launched your token. So you had to migrate 3 days ago, did you say?
Yeah, we migrated within 5 days. So we relaunched 3 days ago.
Yeah, I'm just looking at your liquidity now. Yeah, so it's in BUSD. So you've got a ratio of nearly 1 to 10. So I mean, yeah, you've got potential volatility. I'm assuming. Yeah, I'm looking at your chart now. Are you market making? Is that what I'm looking at on the chart?
Sorry, yeah.
Are you you're market making at the moment? Is that what you're doing?
No. Those were organic buys. Yeah.
Oh, that's exactly what it looks like whenever I see or have used a market maker bot. You just get that line that produces volume. So your chart's looking good. Your market caps. What did you launch at?
It actually launched at 627K, but we are deflationary. So we do have a manual buyback system. Our buyback wallet is public. We have not touched it yet. So actually we haven't been touching the chart at all because we're accumulating it for it to pair with the right marketing before we release those funds back into the pockets. So all the tokens that we buy back, we will burn them. The supply will reduce as that happens. So the buyback amount is gathered from the tokenomics from both sell and buy. But right now we're doing a 0% buy.
Oh, are you? That's good. What's the sell tax?
The full tax, the sell tax currently is at 25%, but it will change in 4 days. It's only for the first week because of the migration. So we wanted it to be smooth and make sure that everything's okay to see how the movement is. So we said that, okay, let's move all the buy tax, put it over to sell. Everyone, before we launched, they agreed. So we say, okay, let's do it then because, there's no pushback. So I would like to go on with that. Then we agreed on 0% tax for buy just to promote the, relaunch, make it a little bit like incentivizing for new people. And the sell a little higher as a safety net for the new investors so that they won't think that the others would sell. So there's no immediate selling pressure from them. We have already passed that phase. So right now we're just waiting for the taxes to change back to normal. So we will go back to 10% buy, 15% sell. But these taxes as well, they will gradually go down after some time once the platform is up. And if we have promotional campaigns and all that, we will reduce those taxes. But they shouldn't go any higher than 10 and 15 separately in the future.
Okay, yeah, because at the moment we seem to be in a phase on BSC where taxes are getting lower. Like last year, some taxes were getting ridiculous. I like to keep taxes at 10% or below, but I understand which we haven't talked about yet, is what you're building. So, some projects have high taxes and they're not actually building anything, so there's no reason for it. But what you guys are doing is you've got a big plan, a big roadmap. So I think the taxes are fair. So I'm just going through. So yeah, instead I was just going to go. I was just going to go through all the numbers and stuff, but that's totally skipped everything. So yeah, what exactly are you trying to achieve in the crypto space? It's to me, it looks like you're kind of trying to create almost like a Fiverr platform, but for crypto and for it to be safer and for marketing. Am I correct in that?
Well, you have most of the points correct. I would like to say that, you've understood that very well. Only the fact a little different for us is we started this off because there's actually a lot of scam in the market pertaining to marketing, much more than people think about rug projects. So I think I can safely say out of 100 marketers, 99 of them are scammers. That's from my previous experience managing a project, and I helped out a few projects at the back. I also have some friends who own projects. So one thing that we all share in common, we've been scammed in one way or another. So it doesn't matter if it's a big marketer or a small influencer or big influencer, we've been there somehow along the journey at least a few times, not even once. Like if there's someone that tells you they've never been scammed by a marketer before, they're probably lying to save their reputation. It's so rampant. So
yeah, I actually have to agree with you there. Even when it comes to call groups, I'm in a few. What do they call them? Call groups, like influencer groups. And I just look in there, and I just look at I go through everyone's call groups, and they're all bots, and they're all like a pack of piranhas. Someone posts a project in there, and it's like 1.1. Blah, blah, blah. And so many projects. I think we had a project in here this week where they said that they got scammed out of quite a bit of money with a marketing firm. Just didn't. Yeah, they just ran away with the money. So it is rampant. So what you're doing is definitely needed in this space.
Thank you. Yeah, it's I guess it's just this people and not just that. And there is also a lot of people who promise you that they would do something for you and they just disappear with your money. Or, you give them like, let's say, 1st of January, I need this to be completed, and you have paid them. And maybe they deliver it to you like 15th of January, which is, way past what you need, So it's quite crazy. So all of it comes from there, the original thoughts, about this experience. Hence why, you see the part about something like Fiverr. Yes, it's a freelance platform. Yes, it's focused on crypto marketing in general for now. As you said, like our name, organic growth, we want to be able to categorize things that can help projects grow organically, have projects presence there, have people to hire, but that's one component of the platform. So ultimately, because I think many people investors themselves, they don't see this in their everyday. They don't have to analyze all these groups for their own project or anything because they don't own a project, so they might not see things the same way. But a lot of them are really interested about marketing that has been done. So our platform, the information of those projects are public, and they can see how much has been spent from those projects and what are the tasks. This way, it can help crypto investors to make more informed decisions about what they see, if they agree with what these projects are doing, or if they see that, these people actually, they do spend money to make things happen. Because some projects, they say, oh, we do, or we don't, but many people don't know if they actually do. If it's not effective, that's another story. But the fact that was it even used, or have they even spent anything on the right path, we don't know. Have they siphoned the money away? So that's one part, which is a freelance platform. We have areas where we can promote the project. So we have a leaderboard spot. There's one small promoted sections, which, they will be critically looked into. We won't onboard people who are suspicious. There will be some criteria for them to pass. Only through that, they can advertise themselves there. But that's one part of the leaderboard as well. What we really want to focus is the organic part of the leaderboard. So people who have spent quite a bit on the platform, or even freelancers themselves who have earned quite a bit from the platform, they will appear on the leaderboard. So this also helps them to market themselves, like the freelancers, they can market themselves to get more business. Obviously the list, it goes by different time frames, so anyone can have the opportunity to appear. It's not like it's an all-time board. So I think these few things, plus we have capabilities to write articles about projects or freelancers or crypto in general at the bottom of our page. We call it features. Projects can either pay to appear there. If we write about them, again, the same criteria apply. They have to be something that we agree. They need to have minimum criteria of like a good track record. It doesn't matter how their chart is performing. What is important is who are they? Like, do they have good intentions? Are they a scam project? Same goes with the freelancers. We can't promote anyone that's unsafe for the space if what we're trying to do is trying to promote safety. So we'll have all this vetted through. So it's like a holistic page where there's a lot of things that people can do in one platform that targets different segments of people that's within crypto, but revolving around the crypto marketing space to start.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm. Yeah. It's like reading your red paper. There's so much information here. I was finding it like quite hard of what type of questions to ask you, and yeah. So right. So let me try and dumb this down a little bit. So, for example, if Project X, for example, that you've confirmed that they're okay, and they've used marketing firm Z, for example, you will be able to see how well that marketing firm is doing, as well as that project. So you'll be able to see how effective that marketing firm has been. Correct?
No, the effectiveness itself will be determined by the person that's hiring, because ultimately, for us, when we try to eliminate the scam, we put in the escrow system as their mode of payment, so nobody needs to be scammed in the line of work when it happens. But the most important thing when it comes to effectiveness and quality, that's something is very hard for us to, manage as a dispute, because if you look into marketing, it also depends on the product that they have to market, right? So let's say I'm a marketer right now. I might have the best strategy, but if my product, which is my customer's project, is not really in the right, so it's unfair. So how we curb this issue, we do have a rating system post-transaction, so they can rate each other from both sides, as well as leaving a comment, because this helps them to understand like where they have been, or if the right expectations have been set. Because sometimes I would say both sides, they have their challenges when it comes to this. One is, does the project really understand this marketing? Marketing has a lot of categories, right? Sometimes it's just branding. Sometimes it's to get new customers. Sometimes it's to retain current customers. Sometimes it's to reposition themselves in the market. So many people don't understand this and think that, if I do this, people will come in immediately. Like, for example, if you appear in newspaper or famous media, people will think, everybody's going to buy, It doesn't work like that, but it helps with branding, right?
Yeah.
It helps with legitimacy. But sometimes people don't understand those expectations, so it became like quite difficult because of that.
I guess effectiveness was the wrong word. I guess I didn't mean effectiveness of how the marketing's doing, but of how the firm, because obviously, the firm can do everything, expected. They could do everything. They can do everything perfect. But if the project's not right, the project's not right. So you'll be able to to check on a marketing firm and see. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, they have done everything they promised for so and so project. I think I'm saying it wrong, or I've got myself a little bit confused. But yeah, so yeah, was I right with that? So yeah, yeah, like I said, this red paper is very in depth, and it's normally okay. So we'll move on because I've got myself all into a.
You're doing all right.
Well,
no, you're on the right track.
I've got myself all confused now. Right,
Maybe I'm confusing you. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. It's because how the style I do it, my AMAs is I normally just sort of go through everything while I talk, and with your project, there's so many different layers to it that it's putting me off my game. I'm not gonna lie. But okay, so right. I've got it now. I've got the hang of it. Okay, so your challenge 1: difficulty finding review, proof, past projects, involvements of crypto marketers. And there you go. Your solution is a rating and review feature. Right, I've got it. We're game on now. Okay, so you challenge 2: unable to determine if there was a good effect for marketing. Your solution is your rating and review feature, which we've gone through. Difficulty sourcing for new crypto marketers. Your solution is a marketplace hub where marketers and projects can connect both ways. So that would be the, I don't want to say Fiverr platform, but a similar type thing, but the OG platform.
Freelance platform, OG platform, but ultimately it's freelance,
Yeah. Okay, yeah. And then challenge 4 is we've gone through these, I'm just doing it a quick one. So some marketers, fake marketers, may take payment without doing the marketing work. So this is where we didn't touch on properly, so your solution will be to use escrow. So the payments will be locked.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So do you want to go into that a little bit more? Because that's the area we didn't touch on.
Sure. No problem. So I will backtrack a little bit. So for the platform, when they are hiring when they're hiring somebody, there are 2 payment modes. So currently we're starting off with BNB chain, because it's fast, it's cheap. That's the honest truth. It's really fast. So they can either pay with BNB or BUSD, which is a 10% charge if they do so, or they can opt to use our token, which, if they were to use the employer themselves, if they use the token, there's no extra processing fee because they would already have been taxed. And that's the only way that the escrow feature can unlock. So what is an escrow feature for maybe some of us that don't use this a lot might not understand? Basically, earlier we did mention about people trying to scam the others in the market by either not providing the service or not or taking the money and just disappearing, things along those lines. With the escrow piece, what it does is, from the person who's paying, it gives them a peace of mind to say, okay, so right now I will deduct this money, but it will not go to the person that I hire in the initial stages. So it gets locked up. It doesn't go to a separate contract or anything. We're working on ensuring that it's locked within the wallet. So it gets locked up, and they can either release or request from us to revert the transaction if there is a dispute. So in that situation, they can be rest assured that the work will be done before they make the payments. So from the marketer's perspective, we also understand there have been situations where, they are legit and they want to try and get business. So what they do is they work for free in the beginning and expect the payment later on. But same thing, they get scammed too. So the scam is both ways, you know. It's not just from the person that's hiring, the person who's providing service, they have been scammed. So in the escrow, at least from the marketer's perspective, they can see that the money is already there. Okay, it's already locked up and it's pending to release. So if it doesn't get released, or if it doesn't get uh if they want to reverse the transaction, they can't just reverse on the platform. They have to contact us. So they will know for sure that, oh, once I see it in the escrow, I know that the money must come to me unless something went wrong. That's when we go into like another conversation altogether for a dispute. So that's the purpose of the escrow. That's how we intend to try and keep the non-delivery and the late delivery at least at bay. Because right now this is very rampant. You pay somebody and they just disappear.
Yeah, I think it's great. So I was just typing in the chat about me getting myself all confused. I've got it now. I've got the hang of it. So also, so challenge 5: difficulty to budget for marketing, as the prices are not always transparent, which is definitely true, especially if you use Fiverr and other places. I know that for a fact that they will often up their price because they need to do something else that they didn't tell you about. So you will have the prices displayed on the marketer's page straight up there. So there's no one's going to be able to, because it's escrow, so no one's going to be able to say, oh, if you want the rest of so and so, you've got to pay more. It's you're literally both of you. The marketer is being held ransom until he does exactly what he says he does, and it's you guys that release the funds.
Yeah, the project owners ultimately they can release the fund, but they cannot release back to their wallet. Their release, it only transfers. But for us, we can reverse back to the project owner only if the dispute goes through in two situations, for now at least, which is the non-delivery and late delivery. But obviously, if whatever amount that they agree on, like what you've mentioned, it shouldn't go out of what they have discussed unless, they have added terms. Then they should add their own other contract. It shouldn't fall under this. So whatever that is determined in A, if they want to add, they have to add in a B, in a way. So it doesn't confuse their transactions. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I get that. So, right, this red paper is very long, so I will go to the website right now, because let's just go through the red paper. Marketer's challenge and your platform solution. Marketplace hub. Sorry, unable to create a solid long-term business with the project. A marketplace hub where, okay, so yeah, this is right. Yeah, you've gone through this pretty much. So now I'm moved on to section 2 of the red paper. Like I did say, it is a very long and very well written white paper. I mean, it's probably the most in-depth white paper I've ever seen, by a country mile, like completely. So, unable to create solid long-term business with the projects, and your solution is the hub where you can connect both ways.
Yeah, actually, quite a number of things there. Just explains why the features are there and what the solution, what the problems are, and how this will help. So some of these features over there we have discussed.
Yeah,
We broke it down into areas so people can read where it concerns them mostly.
that's why I went quiet a little bit, because I was trying to flick through and I was going, right, which one haven't we gone through? But yeah, so we've got the summary page, which would have been the easiest page. So you've got the current situation for project owners is a difficulty sourcing for new crypto marketers, which is definitely true. Difficulty finding review proof of past project involvement of crypto marketers. This is also true, especially now. We're getting a lot of projects that are coming out into the space. The devs are relatively new to crypto, so they haven't got the contacts to use. So yeah, I think this is really helpful for those people that that haven't been in the space and done because it's a full-time job networking. It really is, and so yeah, I think this is really good. Like like someone I don't want to say someone like me, but I mean, someone like me who knows quite a few projects and devs and stuff. I can always ask people, ask them how was their marketing team or so and so. But I mean, this has been a full-time thing for me now for a while, so not everyone has that. Well, I mean, most people don't have those links, and some marketers may take the payment without doing the marketing. Yeah, and I can completely confirm that because I am in a lot of quote-unquote influencer groups, and I can also attest to 99% of them being scammers that are just in it like piranhas. Investors urge project owners to engage in marketing services. I think every single one of us has to be guilty of this at one point or another, especially when we were new, or you're sitting in a project that you're unhappy with, even if the project is marketing. I've been project, I've worked in multiple projects, and you do get when marketing, when so and so, and it's even though it's all going on, just because they're not getting the results that they were hoping, like that as a holder, it's that they blame the project.
Yeah.
They blame that it's like you're not doing anything, and it makes the developers look bad when in reality the developers are spending a hell of a lot of money and they're doing everything, but it's just not working. So I think we can all be a little bit guilty of that. It's taken me a while to realise that. So especially I work on the back end of a project, and it's like the amount of work that's going into it, and we just get people going like, when this, when that. It's like you don't understand how much money and work we're putting into it right now. But you're okay. So with then you've got the OG's rescue for project owners. We've gone through it all. A marketplace hub. We've gone through everything really. So what we haven't really got, so you've got the marketers here. We've gone through all of that really, showing the portfolio work done. What we haven't really touched on too much is the crypto investor side of things. So join projects that lack of marketing because project owners faces Susan section 1 project owner challenges. Right, I'm not quite sure what that means.
Oh, so basically it's trying to say like they are not happy. Maybe that some crypto investors, they don't understand what happened with all the issues that the project owners would face because they think that marketing is easy, like just what you explained earlier, because they can't see what's happening at the back. Yeah.
That's it. Okay, investors are unsure what marketing strategies were used. That is also true, and especially, a lot of investors check out of projects. I know I do. I haven't even been in telegrams of some projects I've been holding for a year, and I haven't been in their telegram for about the same period of time. But then you get some people that just come in, they come in, check, and they kind of almost kick off a little bit about, why is the chart down? And it's like, well, if you'd been here, you'd know all what we're doing, as long as the developers are open and upfront with everything. Unclear the amount of utilized for marketing. Yeah. OG platform can be recommended by the investors. Project profile with marketing services. Easy to persuade project owners to join the platform as it's free to join. Project profile display, marketing amount used. I mean, this is actually genius, and I don't understand why this hasn't been done before. I really don't. Like, it feels like it should have been something that had been created a long time ago.
But it's not.
No, a buddy of mine with the project. He's like, shall I hire a marketing firm on Fiverr? And I've told him no every single time. So it's not knowing like for him not knowing exactly how to get started with marketing. So something like this, especially that it's a free platform to join, is awesome. I mean, absolutely awesome. Okay.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yeah, please do.
Yeah. Okay. So basically, if to my understanding, if I'm a project, right, and I have no clue how to start off with marketing my cryptocurrency project, right? So I'd go through you guys, and you guys would help a project like this grow eventually.
So there's two aspects of it. From the platform perspective, no, because basically we don't have guidance on the platform to say what you should do if you're a project at what stage. So consultancy doesn't exist. But if you were to refer to the team, for example, us, actually we have something like bundles that we will provide where, we'll work with very selective group of people that we think will help general projects in certain areas. We'll list down the prices. You can purchase them at a bundle, but obviously you can discuss with us. A lot of things that we do for sure is we do advise projects for free because we also want to maintain the space a bit clean. Honestly, a lot of legit projects are very undervalued at this moment, and we have to stick together. So that's what I think I will push that message out very strongly. And to push that, we have to lead by example. And I do think that the vision that we have for the project, plus the services that we do want to provide for our peers, that would make a lot of sense. So in its essence, the platform doesn't provide consultancy, but will the team be open to speaking about it? Yes. We also have something that we want to give out, which is a project grant. So this project grant, obviously they have to first cross through a certain criteria as well. They can apply. So within certain period, we will determine one winner. And the winner, what we'll do is we'll give them some financial support so that they can do some marketing. At the same time, we'll give them free consultancy and potentially pairing them up with our partners, introducing them to potential people that can help collaborate with them. So all these extras are also free. So, we essentially, I don't think many people are willing to take their profit and give to another project and say, hey, go do your stuff. Obviously, it's not just give. What we take is the awareness in the market. What we take is the branding for the business. What we take is obviously their future community that can join our community as well. So it's also for coverage purposes. I know I stray a little bit off the path for you, but I thought of explaining a little bit more about what we have that can help you if you're a project.
Absolutely, I think it's a great explanation. So to me, it's a kind of like a marketing brokerage firm, right? It's kind of like if you're a broker but with marketing. So you're basically all you're doing is having a name out there that can efficiently source your projects to efficiently market without getting maybe scammed. And because we know a lot of enterprises that offer services to enhance a project, they're mostly scams, and they take a lot of your money. And for a project, it can be very. I mean, there's a big deficit in your wallet when you get scammed like that as a project owner, like you said. So yeah, I think it's a great idea if if you guys can source projects and maybe just give a bit of ideas on who to partner with and what ways. Some consultants as well. I think you guys are gonna do great.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, because people do charge a bomb for consultancy, but for us, we want to be able to prove our position in the market that, we're here for the right reasons. So we're not going to charge for those. But obviously, all this information that we provide that is complimentary does not mean it's like a full advice, like action plan, go do it. But it's more like advices and recommendations on how to grow organically. Ultimately, it depends on the person if they want to take up the recommendations or things that they want to do. But we'll try and see, and advise on things that we have used before that have failed, or strategies that we think won't work, or strategies that we think is hot in the market that you can look at. So this way, we can also help promote some of the freelancers that are already there, as well as helping people make better decision. Obviously, if they don't want to go through that consultancy piece, that's fine, because that's an extra service in case if anybody wants it. But if, let's say, I'm an average project owner who wants to do my thing because I have a plan of what I need, I just need to source, then they can just go ahead and source as per usual on the platform. But if they feel like, oh, I'm very confused, I don't know what to do, they can get in touch with us and we'll try and see what we can advise.
That's cool. And what I understood as well is you guys have a token out there, right?
Yeah, we do. So
from the token's profits, sorry about that. From the token's profits, I do understand that you guys are willing to select one project, for example, that applies throughout your competition, and with that one project would be granted some of those profits that you guys made off of that token. And that would be like kind of a Shark Tank thing, like funding your winners. That's absolutely excellent. I think that's a very good incentive for even just projects to come up to you and say, "Hey, what should I do now?" But yeah, I think if you become a hub for sourcing, it's all about building name, like you said, and it's gonna make you stand out from other people, especially with your competitive prices, right?
Yeah, I liked when you used the term brokerage, because it does actually sound like you are the middleman in between the two services.
Yes.
So yeah, that was a good analogy word. Oh yeah, that was a good word. That was a good word that I've been trying to look for. So right, I mean, okay, so we'll get to numbers now, I guess, because I mean, I'm on page 24 of this white paper right now. So your tokenomics were 14% goes to the team. Oh, actually, there was something. Yeah, there was. Where did I see it? Oh, I'll ask when I find it again. So we'll go through the tokenomics. 14% is for the team, for the team members. It's vested. How long is it invested for?
So we're gonna have it first fully locked for 6 months. Actually, if you check our lock right now, it will unlock in the next few days. We initially relock our LP for the version 2 when we migrated for only a week plus the tokens, because we were worried what if the pair has issue again, because we have a lot of liquidity stuck on the first contract. So if we get stuck on the second one again, that will put us in quite a pickle. But we're gonna we have to relock it.
How much liquidity have you got in the first contract?
Only half. So when we put in the half that we drain and put in the new contract, we put in our own money for the rest of the half, because we will drain it later on when other tokens unlock. So in the first contract, we were diligently locking in 22 different locks because we have different lock dates for each token. And like by small percentages, because it doesn't make sense to unlock everything at once. But because of this issue, we only lock it for a week, but we lock the whole 37 million up. So what happens is when we want to lock it into different locks, we have to wait for it to unlock. But just to answer your question, the team token, we actually will lock it for 6 full months first. And then later on, we will vest it because the team will expand. So technically, these are all shares for people that will come in, obviously including ourselves, both of us. But we also have to think about the people that will come in. So those tokens are for all this, but they will all be vested. They can't get it one shot. We did think about eventually have it like gradually released after 6 months, perhaps like in a small percentage each month, so that people will be more rest assured. Same with the other locks as well.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I like that you've locked it 6 months and then you're gonna have it vested. That gives a lot of assurance to people. 10% is going for marketing of your total supply, which is fine. 8% is going for development. 14% is for investors and partnerships. So so you said you had 2 angel investors. That rate, what was it? 70?
They don't own the whole thing. So just to also clarify for both marketing and development, we're trying not to touch it at all. Because, if you really have to use those tokens, it would actually mean if you need to like potentially maybe do it for campaigns or anything along those lines, which usually is not our preference. It's just there for emergency. So in the situation where we really don't need any of them, or up to 2 years, activity, everything is good, we'll burn all of those supply. So for the investors and partnerships, the 2 angel investors, they actually get a total of 4.5%, 2%. So one person will get 2.25%. And those are vested as well. We divide it up to 5 months. But we have a legal agreement that signs on this as well. So they do get some part of the taxes from the team's portion, not the tokens, but the taxes. So we have a legal agreement that we've signed between us. And like I mentioned, the tokens will be vested for a total of 5 months.
Okay, and so I assume they are number 3 and number 4 of your holder list, or 4 or 5, whatever. Yeah, I'm looking at your holder list. The numbers are good. How many holders do you have? 331 token holders. So I assume you did that's quite a lot considering how short time you launched. I assume you did a pre-sale. And from looking at the chart I was just on, I'm assuming the pre-sale offered just under 25% of the total supply.
Yeah.
How much did you raise in that pre-sale?
We raised a total of 165,440, in which 99,000, almost 100,000 went to the liquidity, and then some of it went to the launchpad fee. So we have about $60,000. That's actually for the project. But when we moved the liquidity, we only managed to drain about 33,000 off the first contract. And from this 60,000 that we raised, we remove another 33. we put it into the liquidity as well for now, because otherwise, the ratio wouldn't be healthy.
Yeah, and you said you've still got some locked away in the V1. Was that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And how much have you got locked away, sorry?
33,000 left. We need to drain it. Yeah, it will take us about 6 or 7 months to drain because of the unlocks. So it will take forever.
Right. Yeah, because I mean, with your ratio and stuff, it's your liquidity to MC ratio is it's obviously good. Well, what you've got 67K, $600,000 market cap. So yeah, you've got a lot of potential for volatility there. So yeah, it would be very helpful if you could have drained that liquidity earlier, but it is what it is.
But we will have a buyback. So we do have a buyback wallet and from the taxes. So we will keep adding it back because those tokens will be burned anyway. So as we move, the liquidity pool should be higher and higher.
Okay. I notice in your buy tax you don't have liquidity. A liquidity
no.
tax.
It's actually under the manual buyback. So the 2% from both sell and buy is meant for manual buybacks that I've mentioned. So the manual buyback, it will be money and then we buy the tokens, right? And then we'll manually burn those tokens as well. So those are publicly traced information.
Okay. Oh yeah, I've asked about your pre-sale. I've got it all written here. I should have just scrolled down a little bit more.
It's okay.
Well, yeah, it's so I'm on page 29 now. Okay, OGs of the OGs. So you'll be doing an elite membership club. Benefits: you'll get future pre-sale whitelist for other projects, specialized AMAs, elite membership title, create a strong floor to take care of each other, influence the crypto space. How to be one of the elite OGs. Hold a minimum of 50,000 tokens from the 12th of March to the 25th of March. Weekly check-in if tokens are held. Apply to join or by invitation only. Next new member intake in April 20. So is this something you're going to be doing every month to join the club?
Yes.
And at today's price, how much does 50,000 tokens cost?
At current price?
Yeah.
It's about close to $600.
Okay, so yeah, it's reasonable.
Yeah, at this moment, it's very reasonable. So I would say, we've managed to speak to some people about getting some whitelist spots. So obviously, again, when we provide all this opportunity and all that, we're not saying please buy. We're just saying that we have obtained this opportunity. Ultimately, it's still up to those members if they do want to invest. But what we will do, these are all service that we do to our holders as well. Because people who invest, I'm sure even for yourself, we hold a lot of portfolio. We don't put all our eggs in one basket, right? Yeah. So we also want to grow our token holders in that sense because you can't earn as much from one project, but if you diversify, you can earn different ways. So it's like better than all other benefits because they do get high reflections of our token. So while they sit and earn the reflection, they also earn extra benefit of, potentially having more portfolios to invest in. It's a service that we do for them as well. So they don't have to pay for it. They just have to hold the token.
Okay. Yeah, I noticed you've got 4% reflections on buy and sell. So that's 8% reflections in total, which is quite high. Yeah, personally, after looking with your LP, I would add, take some of that reflection off and add it to LP. I tried to get that LP a little bit more stable. Apart from that, I've gone through the contract. The contract's all good. So let's have a look at the roadmap. So Q1. Q4 of last year, you've completed all of that. Q1, sorry, which is almost up. You've done your KYC and audit. I mean, well, have you been audited?
Yeah, we have been audited from the first contract, which we had to migrate. So the second one is done by Trinos himself. He's both an auditor and a contract creator. But we will, if it's absolutely, like if community is not happy or they are not feeling comfortable, we can audit it again. That's not an issue. It's just because Trinos himself did it. So we thought he's already an auditor.
Yeah, okay. Obviously, yeah, some people can see it, could see that bias in that. But yeah, I mean, it's not necessary. KYC, obviously, well, I don't know if you've KYC'd to anyone, but you're obviously doxed completely, so I wouldn't be surprised yet. Social media growth, how's that coming?
So we've been organically trying to grow our Twitter from zero. Now it's we haven't bought any people like a giveaway or please come and join. So we're sitting at like 700 plus. We're still trying to grow it in Twitter space.
That's pretty damn good, though.
Yeah, for organic, yes.
Yeah,
for organic,
that's very good.
yeah.
Platform completion. How far off are you from that?
We can show you guys some demo. It's actually coming out we're hoping in the next 2 weeks. So what we're really working on is testing the Astro and finalizing some of the functions on the page. So we have some beta version of what we have. We're happy to show some of it, but you'll notice some spelling error or some buttons might not work when I click on them.
Yeah,
it's not links.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it should be in 2 weeks. Yeah.
2 weeks.
2
nice.
weeks. Yeah, in April. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so I mean, you've basically finished your completed your roadmap for Q1 on time. Obviously, you might have actually completed it completely on time if you didn't need to do a migration. I've migrated myself and tokens more than once, maybe 3 or 4 times. I've been like in control. Well, not in control of the migration, but in the the team side of migration. So I do know how much effort goes into that. And then so you've got Q2 is team expansion, project grant launch, project feature launch, your leaderboard launch. So basically, ad space is ready to launch, Telegram services launch, project owners lounge launch, project marketer interviews. So basically, so with Q2 is getting everything that we've discussed. So that's April to June, getting everything we've discussed today ready and out and good to go. So, that's good. I mean, sometimes people are waiting a hell of a long time to get stuff done. So let's have a look at your Q3. Organising for OG shows, set up booth in crypto exhibitions, celebrity ambassadors, OG Space. OG Space?
Yeah,
metaverse stuff?
No, it's not metaverse related. Actually, we wanted to have a space where people can connect, but we're talking about a chat room where people can get to. Well, we might have to abolish the idea with the lounge and the elite member, because the elite member wasn't originally in the roadmap. But, as we thought about it, after that, we were like, right before a few weeks, I think 1 week before we launched, and I thought of, why can't we just do this as a service, especially in a market like this right now? That's why I think that might change a little bit in terms of the space. But OG Show actually is basically we want to create like a series of video free for people to watch, like to educate them about crypto in general or very basic things that we share about crypto, to help them get more informed decision on how they can spot things, So those are actually free things as well that we're doing that we want to launch.
I have to just say, Mark has wrote, so OG to me means original gangster. And there is something, and I need to find it, where you've almost kind of referenced it. Where did I see it?
Introduction in the beginning about how we chose the color and the name. Why we chose the name and the color.
Is that where I saw it? Yeah. Hashtag calling all OGs. So yeah, it's not going unnoticed, Mark.
It's basically, well, we were trying to be cheeky, so we wanted our brand to be both very rugged at the same time professional. So it means organic growth. But everybody knows OG as original gangster, so it has some fun with it. But at the same time, it still sounds professional. That's why we wanted to keep this name and the abbreviation this way.
Yeah, I think it's brilliant tactic. Yeah, because organic growth and original gangster. Yeah, and look, Mark's picked up on it already. So yeah, it's. It's good marketing, yeah. I knew I'd seen the hashtag calling all OGs. See, that's good marketing right there. Like, I saw that ages ago. I've gone through about 28 pages of white paper since, and I still remembered that somewhere you've got a reference to OGs. So that right there is good marketing in itself.
Thank you.
Good name recognition. Well, I feel like we've gone over everything. I mean, I've been confused quite a lot of the time. That's not the project. The project, I've understood. It's just what questions I need to ask, because there is so much going on. And to me, when I am struggling to ask questions, that is a sign that everyone should be bullish.
Yay!
There's just so much for me to take in all at once in a short period of time that I'm kind of lost for words sometimes, just scrolling through going, right, what should I ask now? There's just so much. And I know that, and just by speaking to you, you're obviously switched on and been planning this, so I know that there is more to come from what you've got. I can imagine this time next year, when's your roadmap end? Q3. I can imagine this time next year your roadmap's going to have another 28 pages to it. I mean, your red paper's going to have another 28 pages to it.
Yeah, I love talking and I love writing, so I think it shows. Basically, Jawad is the other partner. He takes care of the development of the platform and everything on the creative side. He designed it, but I wrote everything. And he's like, can you make my life easier? I don't know how to design something like this. It's too many words, too many things. And I'm like, figure it out. Figure it out. Make it understandable. Make it understandable.
I'm trying to, I can read. Look, obviously I can read fast, and English being my first language, but I cannot read as fast as I can talk. So yeah, there's so much to read and so much to say that it's been quite a challenge. And when I first looked at your red paper, I try not to do too much research prior, because then I go in with my own bias sometimes. I like to know how I feel by the end of an AMA towards the project than before. Because, if I like a project going into it, I'm obviously going to be biased and give them an easier time. Whereas if I don't do, if I don't like them, I'm going to give them a harder time. Whereas if I don't do the research, I can just keep, as I go, my feelings will come out as I talk. So this is one that I definitely should have done a lot of research for. But I mean, I think we've covered everything. I'm sure that there's going to be questions from the audience, because even at the best of times, I miss simple questions. So yeah. I'll open the floor for anyone if anyone's got any questions.
I do.
I've
always got a question.
Back for a while now.
Hi, Mark.
Hi. Yeah, great job, actually. That was a nice AMA. Good to listen to.
Thank you.
That sort of comes to mind is like, do you have your own marketing team or what? You know, like, I mean, or I mean, do you have the connections there with some of these like marketers already? So, for example, if I was to come over as a developer and sort of start scrolling through, is there already a list of people there for me to look at, and or are you just still sort of working on that side of things at the moment?
Yeah, so at this very moment, it's gonna roll out only in April. We're still trying to grow that. We have quite a number of partners that we're sharing tomorrow, that we're working with, but we're adding more for sure. We're in talks with even some of the bigger projects just to see, what kind of partnership that we can get out of it. But honestly, I've used personally, I've helped out a lot of projects and I've done my own as well. Before that, I have a really clean list of do's and don'ts, especially in like a bear market or a bull market. Don't do this in bear market. Don't do this in bull market. You'll be amazed. Like, some of this actually works reverse, depending on the market situation. So at this very moment, it's not publicly displayed, but obviously, I'm happy to have any conversations around that. The actual service will begin in April, but right now we're building connections, we're building help. We're really lucky because I've managed to get connected to quite some good people in the space. So hope that that keeps rolling as well.
Perfect. And one last thing. Are you going to sort of categorize? So, for example, if I was to come over and say, like, I want this particular type of marketing or that particular type of marketing, is there going to be different categories that we can scroll through, or perhaps tiers, based on budget, or something like that?
Yeah, so there are different categories. If you're looking at general freelancers, I would like to show you the page so that I can bring you through. Just give me one moment so that I can talk through it, make it more known for you. Can you guys see my screen?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So currently we have this 9 categories. We will add as we go. So these are 9 that we know for sure that we are comfortable with what's inside, or how to at least curb some issues that's within this circle of people. Normally, these are like the top things that work. So marketing agency, this could involve PR. So the agencies themselves, they could also have all these services. This could be like separate services, uploaders, anything in the Telegram space, all kinds of designers, people who do shilling. This could include bots to shill celebrities. So this is going to be a tough one, but we have it there. It's going to be quite empty in the beginning. Development for sure, in terms of like looking through contracts and all that. Audit companies, KYC companies, obviously influencers. So influencers, they're divided into like Twitter, YouTube, Reddit, things like that. We'll have more categories as we go, but if it's the platform itself, these are the category. But if, say, you want to talk to us directly for our recommendation and places to go, like bundle packages and all that, that would fall under OG services. Right now, if you click, nothing happens because it doesn't link to anywhere just yet. This page is still in the beta version. You will see a lot of dummy data. It says coming soon. But yeah, if you click on here in future, it should bring you to some information on somewhere to contact. so that you can get information like what you should do, who to contact, how to get the idea across, what you should do, or if you can reach out to us directly. You should be able to see some packages here when you click them. We'll have some quick explanation, but obviously you will have someone to contact in case if you feel confused or you need more guidance. And that's where we come into place.
Perfect. Awesome. Very informative. Thank you very much. I'll step back and let somebody else ask some questions because I like to do it as well.
Thanks for your question, Mark. Oh, this is trippy.
Thank you.
Yeah. Does anyone else have any questions? If not, I'm sure Mark's got a bunch.
Yeah, I think there are some questions on the chat. I don't know if you can take them.
Let me have a look if there's questions in the chat. Right, I just see Keanu's fighting with Rose. Someone's giving me a asking to be a mod. I have a question. According to the roadmap, what are your most important priorities? I'll rephrase it properly. According to the roadmap, what are your most important priorities going forward? Does your team have enough funds and strong community to achieve those milestones?
Yeah, I think that's a fair question. So, and I also think that this is very important to address. Our main priority at this actually is focusing on the growth of the platform. Because ultimately, when the platform is growing, when people are utilizing it, there would be utility of that token. That would mean there's trade volume. So when there's trade volume, it automatically generates reflection and the buyback mechanism for the token. So I understand that we can continue growing token holder base, which we will work towards, but our main focus is really on getting that right, driving that utility. Because ultimately, if you want to really organically drive a currency, people have to use it. Sure, we can pump and dump it in different strategy, like for one night and never look at the chart again, like every other degen that we have. But honestly, that's not what we are here. Yeah. Some X's and gold. No, sure, it's nice for taxes. Don't get me wrong. It generates a lot of fun, makes my pocket very happy as well for my salary. I'm not going to deny that because who doesn't want that? But it's not sustainable. If we have a business model like this that we do want to run, we have to stay focused on the business model, driving that utility. Because as the utility is realized, every day there's going to be people buying and selling the token. That's ultimately what we are here for, what we're trying to build, like that sustainable daily trade volume. So it's going to be a bit difficult in the beginning. Do we have the community support? I would say at least the current token holders who are there, most of them, they are very supportive of the vision. They know that it's a long-term project that, we will build eventually to a different stage. Are we trying to grow the community? Yes. But we do want to do it organically as well.
You've got 3,000 people in your Telegram. So if you've managed to do that organically, that's very impressive. And out of those 3,000 people, 10% of them are holders, which are also good because that's quite a good ratio. Because we know a lot of people join Telegrams, and you've got a lot of people there probably waiting for the right buy-in point or making sure you've got everything down. So I think 10% of your Telegram actual holders is quite a good amount to be honest. So you did that organically, or did you do that using call groups and other means?
So we started off before any call groups or we grew from zero. No, not zero, because our private group, we had about 60 people. So from that 60, we pushed them to the public group, we grew to about 1,400 before like all the promotions on the website. But they're not botted. They are real people. But they invited a lot of different promoters as well. Um, but they're real humans. So we did have some ads near to the pre-sale. We had a giant push. We grew about almost 2,000 people from there. I think what happened really is from our first launch, we had a really big hype from there. And then obviously the contract didn't go as smooth. So people are really trying to see what happens in the second contract. I just want to be honest because everybody can see the record that's there. And I don't want anyone to think she didn't mention this before or it's not being honest because that's not the truth. But yeah, so I think the translation of the members to the holders can be higher at a certain point. But I am positive that, either way, as long as we do push the utility right, that will gradually grow as well.
That's it. A lot of if you use call groups, I mean, a lot of people from call groups don't have intentions to join to buy anyway, so it's just normal, it's to be expected. There's nothing abnormal there. Yeah, but like you said, there'll be a lot of people there waiting to see. Would you say it's been 3 days since the migration? So yeah, there will be a lot of people making sure the contract's fine and you can deliver some of the stuff. I mean, considering how short everything's been, time-wise, I think you've grown very well organically. Honestly.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. The OGs. You need to get yourself a pair of those little, the OG sunglasses. You got yourself a mask, but you need to get the little sunglasses that go down. The ones with the Snoop Dogg song. Yeah. If anyone else, we might have more questions in the Telegram. What is the utility of your token? We've gone through that. Do you have plans or rewards for long-term holders? Yep. Reflections, 8% reflections. What's the competitive advantage you have? That's a good one. Okay, what is the competitive advantage you have over other projects out there?
Yeah, I think to answer this question, if you look at it in separate pieces for what we're trying to do, if you look only at the platform, for example, for the freelance site, or if you only look at the ad site over there, or if you only look at the free consultancy site, it might look like on its individual path, it's something that has been done in different industry and not crypto. But for us, we group everything together. We try to see things holistically from every angle to start. So obviously, this is not the end of it. This is the beginning of it. The areas that we're trying to cover. So I would say our unique selling point definitely is the fact that we're able to connect the dots and make it a loop for the token, a loop for the platform, and also a cycle within the crypto space. So ultimately, I think the other thing that we would like to sell a lot is we definitely have a lot of passion, a lot of drive. We have enough funds to sustain because, the development of the platform itself doesn't require additional funds. We have already paid for it since November. So we've paid for it in stages. We have those funds. So those are not something that we're worried about. In terms of the funds that's moving forward, it's more towards expansion of the team. We need to get some business development managers on the ground to scout for proper projects and all that. But ultimately, we can use connections of different communities that they would know a lot of projects. They can recommend us those projects. They can be our part-time promoter in that sense, where we can give them a cut of commission. So in terms of funding, I would say we're in a good place. Although I said that, we had to take a lot out of the pre-sale fund and pump it into the liquidity. But for sustainability, it's okay for us because we have invested a lot of our own money, a lot of our time into this. And it's not something that will go away easily. That's why we also want to actually have an actual company instead of not having the company, is to show that dedication that we're here for the long run. Because it's not easy to try to tie your name to a country that is strict, like Singapore, legally. They're very strict.
They are very strict. I don't know, do they still have the no chewing gum law? I remember
Yes.
that from the last time I went to Singapore, the no chewing gum law.
It is a very controlled country in that sense, but it helps us to send a message to people that, you know, we're not here to mess around. We're serious with what we do. We put in everything that we have: passion, drive, money, commitment. So I would say, you know, plus the project and the team, I would say this is the unique selling point for us. And I hope that, you know, you guys can see the same way.
Yeah, well, yeah. I think everyone can see after this, mate. It's been great. And also, I have something here from Mark. Joey has a nice smile and seems really smart.
Thank you. I'll tell my mom, I have a nice smile.
You're not supposed to read that out loud.
Oh, sorry. I thought I was going through questions. It was written down.
if you didn't say that, I didn't see it. You know, I had to go.
Yes. Sorry, Mark.
No worries, man. No worries. It's all good.
Okay, let me check. I think that's. If anyone else has got any questions, I know a lot of people get mic shy. If anyone has any questions they want to type in, here's your chance. Or if anyone's got any questions that they want to speak, here's your chance. If not, Joey, have you got anything else you want to add?
I don't know if you guys want to see the insights of the platform in the beta stage. Would you guys be interested?
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Okay, I have it here. We are. Oh, sorry. My bad. I'm sharing my screen now. Shifty again. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So this is inside the dashboard where you can see there's services and there's jobs. So it depends on what trigger you're in, whether are you an employer or you're a freelancer. You can be both, you know, but it will show you different views. There are ready services that they have. So we rank them by OGs. So you can get 5 OG or 4 point something OG.
I like
How
that.
old are you? Yeah. Or they can post a job and the freelancers can accept if they want or if they don't want. So it's not just this, but they can also post a request. And if someone can just answer to those requests, what have you posted? What are your offers? What's in progress? What's completed? Same with the jobs. There is a setting page where they can see. Well, there's no Ethereum. This is the old beta page. We have new ones, but it wasn't working. But anyway,
I mean, this
definitely-
looks really smart, to be honest. It looks smart to the point, you know, it's not flashy in any way. It's, you know, I like it. It looks smart, clean. Yeah, I really like it for a beta version. Yeah, as Mark said, structured. It's very well structured.
Thank you. Yeah, we're trying to keep it as clean and understandable as possible, because we do want people to be familiarized with the platform. No point making it overly fancy or confusing if nobody understands it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's more pages actually from the homepage that would bring you to different sections, but yeah, as you can see, if you click, it goes to weird places right now.
Yeah. Yeah, that's understandable, I suppose. But I mean, you have the real potential to change the space, you know, quite significantly with what you're doing, honestly. Like, that's my takeaway from this, is that you have, I mean, we haven't actually even talked about your token. We've talked about the project, because I think the project itself is, like I said, it has the real potential to change the space quite a lot, because we all know I know so many people that have. I mean, I'm talking investors here, not so much devs, but I'm sure there's just as many devs that, some people can't handle the scam once. That's it. They're done with crypto. They've been scammed once, they're done. Whereas, there's some of us that get scammed and then they get back up, and it's like, right, how am I going to earn that money back? And, but that's not everybody, a lot of people do just check out and just that's it. That's their time in crypto done. So I think you have a real, like I said, a real chance to change this space, and I really like it. Obviously, we haven't talked about your token really. Your chart is looking considerably healthy. I don't know what that big giant green. I'm gonna have to be nice and call it a candle. Wanted to call it something different, but I'll call it a candle. You've got a big giant green candle in your chart. What caused that?
So we do have, actually, from version 1, we have a lot of major investors that holds a big bag. So these major investors, they actually have connections to other major investors. Basically, he brought some friends in, and they bought like a huge bag.
It must have been a huge bag. What did it do? Almost 2x from that one buy. And I'm looking at the chart. When I zoom out, I think I'm on the 1 minute chart, because it's only been a few days. Yeah, it does look like you're using a market making bot. I've never seen a chart just flat like that without using a market maker.
We have a lot of real diamond hands.
So maybe it's not as volatile as I expect it to be. I mean, I'd imagine it to be like, with that ratio, to be very volatile. But I mean, the chart's kind of showing the opposite. So it's a very complicated chart to understand. But yeah, it looks good. I mean, you're ticking along, and as long as you're ticking along and get everything out in Q2, I think this is going to do really, really well.
Thank you. Yeah, we're hoping. We're working towards that. Not hoping, but working towards it.
Yeah, that's awesome. But if you've got anything else to add, or anyone else, I feel like we've taken up a decent amount of time. Jamie, there you go. I was going to call you out, Jamie, but I thought I won't until.
No, that's fine. I don't want to shield the project on here. I know Dan's going to give you my info. I really like your project, and I mean, everything looks good on it. Like Mark said, you do have a beautiful smile. Now she's blushing. But I would really like you to check us out, and we would like to get you listed with our project. Again, I'm not going to shill on here. Dan is aware of our project, so if he wants to, but out of respect, I'm not going to shill our project. But he will.
I'll do it after. I'll do it after I've pressed stop record.
No, we're happy. We're happy to. If you want to have a conversation, more than happy. Please, we're good.
Awesome.
Right, I will.
Is that appropriate?
I will stop recording now, and then we can have a different type of conversation or whatnot. All right. Yeah. Thank you, Joey, and thank you, OG. An hour and 35 minutes, and I still feel like I'm only halfway through the red paper. So, yeah.
Make it simpler.
No, it's good. It's good. Yeah, thank you for coming.
Hello.
Oh, Maxwell, got something to say?
Oh yeah. So I have a question.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks. So I have a question about this project, the token tax system and staking in the platform. Yeah.
Sorry, just to rephrase, you mentioned about taxes and staking.
Oh yeah, that was my question.
Yeah. So the taxes is right now is 0% buy, 25% sell, but it will change in about 4 days back to normal at 10% buy and 15% sell. As for the staking piece, we don't have staking at this moment because our reflections are very high. It's like an auto staking mechanism. But if we go on a centralized exchange, that's when we have to strip a lot of fees off. That's when we have to offer staking to incentivize the holder. So at this very moment, we're not looking at staking yet. But to incentivize the holder, yes, we will when we go on a centralized exchange.
Oh yeah, thanks. Thanks, Lodan. I wish you best of luck on this project. Yeah.
Thank you.
Love
Appreciate it, Max.
Yeah, I love the smile.
I'll stop the recording now. Thank you.